Huskies, let's go! Let's go! We got this, let's go!
Tonight on Connecticut's news station, all things Husky taking over the state, how the team is preparing for the championship tonight. Plus, a tow truck crashes into a home in Wallingford. The details we are learning. And a collision in Holland, leaving 2 people with serious injuries. What we know so far about the crash.
Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we begin with breaking news tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carmen Chow. We're learning tonight a woman is dead and a police officer was involved in a bad crash tonight in Vernon. Let's get right out to Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner. She joins us live from the scene. DeAndrea, what can you tell us?
Well, Carmen, I'm at the intersection of Hartford Turnpike and Bolton Road where this crash happened. This is still a very active scene. It's been active since right before 7 p.m. this afternoon, and that's when police say the officer was responding to a need of an assistance call from another officer when this crash happened. You can see officers are still on scene investigating. This is where the officer's car stopped, but if you just look just to the right of me, you can see what's left of a white Nissan Sentra in the trees. And this is the car that was involved in the accident with the officer. Police say that 3 people were in that vehicle. A woman in her 30s, that was the passenger, was pronounced dead on scene. And the man in his 30s, who was the driver, he was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. Now, police also tell me there was a young child in the back seat who also had injuries but is expected to recover. And now again, all of this happened right before 7 p.m. this afternoon when multiple officers were responding for a need of assistance call. And now the officer, he is okay. Police say that he is shaken up and he has bruises, but he's expected to be okay. And now they also say that this road is expected to be closed for the foreseeable future. For now in Vernon, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, keep us posted, DeAndrea. Thank you. And we are following more breaking news tonight in New Haven as Interstate 95 north and south near the Q Bridge are closed after a tractor trailer accident. Here's a live look at the scene right now. You can see some car brake lights, which means traffic is heavily backed up in that area. So do take a detour if you are able to. We also know serious injuries have been reported with at least 1 person taken to the hospital. But here's cell phone video taken by Drake Burgett capturing the aftermath. You can see that heavy smoke from miles away on I-95. Both the northbound and southbound lanes of I-95 have been shut down for the investigation. And as soon as we find out more, we will provide an update. Now, UConn is on the road to victory tonight. We have team coverage of the Huskies' quest for the title. Fox 61 sports director Jonah Karp is in Houston with the team, and Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner was on the store's campus with the fans. But we begin with Jonah in Texas. Hey, Jonah.
Well, the big storyline heading into yesterday's game against Miami was the health of Jordan Hawkins, who missed practice the day before with what we now know was a stomach issue. Well, Hawk hit the first bucket of yesterday's victory, which set the tone for the contest.
You know, when I saw him walk in the breakfast room in the morning, you know, with a smile on his face and, you know, a little more energy than I saw him have the day before, I knew that, you know, he'd be all right. We came to shoot around, and, you know, he was up and down the floor, you know, running up and down the floor, knocking down shots, and, you know, was playing with a little bit of swagger. You know, I just knew that he'd be all right for last night's game.
I was just a willingness to play. I was feeling absolutely terrible. So I just knew how to be here for my guys. Final Four. Only get this moment one time. It's a lifetime opportunity, so I couldn't miss it. So.
Yeah, to be honest, I was his roommate, so when he was throwing up the night, I heard all of it, and they moved me out, but I knew he was going to be fine. They asked me yesterday, he's going to be fine, but who misses the Final Four? He's not going to miss the Final Four for a stomach bug. Our trainers and doctors, they did a great job of getting him right, and, you know, he's a great player.
Well, Jordan Hawkins finished with 13 points, second only to Adama Sanogo. We'll have more on tomorrow's national championship game coming up later this evening. We're live in Houston. Jonah Karp, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thanks, Jonah. Now we're headed to Stores as UConn men gear up to take on San Diego State in the national championship, and students are getting ready to cheer them on as well. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner was on the Stores campus earlier and has all of the fan reaction.
It's a battle against the East and West Coast.
It's going to be an easy game for them. The other team can't compete with us.
And UConn students like senior Michael Amunkwa and his friends are hype for UConn men headed to the national championship.
I say UConn, you say Huskies. UConn, Huskies, UConn, Huskies.
Freshman Kellen Thayer feels the same way.
Some students go through 4 years without experiencing something like that, and the fact that we get to witness it our first year is crazy. It's super exciting.
Much like Michael, this is the day that junior Carter Caccini has long waited for.
My older sister went here, and my family's always been big UConn fans, so it's like a big thing. You know, I grew up coming to this campus and watching the team, so I'm very excited for tomorrow. Very scared, but very excited too.
But students are confident that Huskies will bring back the W.
Tomorrow, I got them winning by maybe 25 points.
I think we're going to keep it rolling by 10 plus.
11, exactly.
Husky pride.
Go Huskies!
Filling the campus.
Bring it back home to us, boys. Let's go.
In Stores, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, DeAndrea. Now support for the Huskies is coming from across the state today, and especially from our animal friends, of course. After UConn's big victory, Jonathan, the 14th, my favorite, UConn's living mascot, tweeted that he was taking a much-needed pool dip to celebrate the victory. And then the Mystic Aquarium shared this video of their beluga whale, Juno, saying, quote, "Congrats to UConn men's basketball and making it to the national championship game. Keep making Connecticut proud. We are cheering for you." And they added if the team also needed a bench player, Juno would happily step in. And don't go away. We have more coverage of the UConn men's trip to the championship. We've made it easy for you. Text the word Huskies to 860-527-6161 for everything you to know on UConn's road to the championship. All right, and time now for the weather. I'm sure some of you heard the wind howling last night, a sure sign of today being a much cooler day. Here is meteorologist Ryan Breton joining us. Hey, Ryan.
Carmen, it was a chilly wind blowing in last night, and this morning we had gusts in many places between 30 and 40 miles per hour. But fortunately tonight, that wind is starting to settle down. A lot of clear weather all across the East Coast, so no weather issues tonight, but it is cold out there, especially for the time of year. Low temperatures tonight dropping into the 20s across much of the state, low 30s at the shoreline, so all of us will at least have a frost. Other places a harder freeze. The growing season hasn't officially begun yet, but if you put some plants outside, good idea to either cover them up or take them in, because tonight it will be pretty cold. A frosty start to the day tomorrow with a lot of sunshine, more sun on the way tomorrow, but again, we will have a gusty wind tomorrow, but it's coming in out of the south, so temperatures will make their way back up into the 50s tomorrow. But look at the projected wind gusts. Another afternoon with gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. You will notice the breeze kicking up tomorrow. We have some warm weather on the way up into the 60s on Tuesday and then back down into the 50s Wednesday before another warm up on Thursday. A little topsy-turvy this week. We'll break it all down coming up in just a little while.
Thanks, Ryan. And Wallingford police are still investigating after a tow truck crashed through a house this morning. This happened on South Colony Road between Ward and Spring Streets around 7 a.m. this morning. Police say the tow truck veered off the road, hit a parked car, and then collided into the house. The driver was taken to the hospital for minor injuries, but no one else was injured. The road was shut down for several hours and has since reopened. And in Tallinn, 2 people are in the hospital tonight after a 2-car crash on Route 30 and High Ridge Drive. State police reported earlier there were possible serious injuries on the scene and shut the roadway down for a few hours. There's no word yet on their condition tonight or how many others were injured, but we will continue to keep you updated as soon as we know more. And in Simsbury, police now confirming a swatting incident that took place yesterday. Police say they received a call a man had a semi-automatic weapon, shot a man in the home, and was holding his mother hostage. Police from Simsbury, Avon, and Canton immediately responded and discovered it was a false report. Police say they are investigating the call and ask only those with emergencies to use 911. Now, police have now identified the man who was hit and killed by a car Friday night in Hartford. He is 56-year-old Kendall May of Bloomfield. Police say they were called to Main Street around 6:30 p.m. on Friday after a report of a pedestrian hit. Officers were nearby and responded quickly and found May unresponsive in the street. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police added their city cameras did capture the incident. They are still looking for the car that drove away, which is a gray Jeep Cherokee with a Vermont license plate of KGE457. His friends and family are remembering the impact May had on their lives.
He was more of a mentor, and to a lot of us, he was like an uncle and a father to a lot of us. If you need anything, and you go to him, and he'll help you out any way they can.
Prince Tech announcing they will have a 2-hour delay tomorrow to make sure the crisis team is prepared for the students. In a statement, the principal of Prince Tech said in part, quote, "The loss of Kendall May is devastating to our school community. Affectionately known as Coach May, he was an institution at Prince Tech, having served as a coach and educational assistant for over 30 years. In that time span, the number of students and student athletes he impacted is in the thousands." He continued, quote, "However, there is another side of Coach May besides his successful leadership for our basketball and track teams. It's the side that made his student athletes go for extra help with math rather than attend practice, or the side that provided Saturday morning breakfast for his athletes. He cared for all students, and he will be sorely missed as he was the lifeblood of Prince Tech." The Wendy's manager accused of yelling racial slurs at a high school basketball team is due back in court tomorrow. 22-year-old Brett White of Canterbury was charged after the boys' basketball coaches at Woodstock Academy say White refused to serve the team and called them racial slurs. White is facing multiple charges, including a hate crime charge. The NCAACP is holding a press conference to encourage the state's attorney to maintain these hate crime charges. They say any individual who commits this form of hate crime must be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And we have much more coming.